agency we have in the city of Chico and the kind of city attorney, he's on contract out of Los Angeles, that we have in Chico, because he doesn't have a respect for the people's right to know. And maybe that's what the city council wants, but that's the reality, and he's been in place for a while. But
the Sheriff's Office receives, on average, 10 to 12 Public Record Act requests per day, which means that our staff of 6 handle between 50 and 60 requests per week.
Policy must be in place to manage the very human desire to control information, money, and power.
Law enforcement has great power over our freedom and over our lives. Combine that power with lack of transparency, and the result is fear and mistrust.
Now, when making requests for records, it is helpful if you can provide as much information as possible about what record you're looking for. That helps aid us in the process of searching for the record. So certainly things like date, time, location, names of involved parties. If you happen to have an incident or case number, that's very, very helpful. That will help us accurately locate records and determine if they can be released. The Act favors disclosure, and we certainly attempt to help citizens with their requests. But as I said, there are provisions within the law that prohibit us from releasing certain kinds of records. For example, crime reports may be released to the victims of the crime, but not necessarily released to members of the general public. Victim information is generally not releasable, especially in cases involving child abuse or sexual assault or domestic violence.
the officers of the city, the Chico Police Department, receive a $900 uniform allowance each year. And they may use it, and then what they buy with that uniform allowance is their property. And so then they can buy guns. So what I wanted to know was what officers are buying the guns, which I can tell to some degree in these city records, but what guns are they buying? In some cases they spend $900 on a gun. That suggests to me they weren't buying a handgun. In some cases it said it was a Glock, but they were very vague, and I don't even know if the city of Chico knows what kind of guns that the officers are getting with this uniform allowance.
We are citizens passionate about improving policing, and we are working in community with a group of citizens to do just that in Butte County. We are concerned citizens for justice. We came together after the shooting death of Desmond Phillips because we thought it was time to change how our police deal with vulnerable people in crises. Our work is entirely about transparency in law enforcement. We know that power unchecked corrupts. Transparency is what checks power. Increased transparency of our police departments means greater safety for our officers, for our community, our democracy, and it is cost effective. Thank you.